Hi, welcome back to the channel. This week we're looking at Vintage from Behringer. Now Vintage is their first VST or plug-in instrument, but it has quite a bizarre pricing model, and that is that it's free, but it has a valuation of $99 for some reason. How they came up with that, I'm not sure. But instead of paying that, you can either download it for free, or you can then donate up here. So to be fair to them, the donate is for quite a good cause, but let's see if it is worthy of donating first. So first, looking at the GUI, I'm instantly reminded of something. What am I reminded of? Could it be Ableton's analog? Let's take a look. VCO 1 is here, which is there. Moving across, we have the filter, like so. Ooh, it's in the same layout. VCA, ooh, amp is right there. So far, it's exactly the same, top row. Let's look at the bottom. VCO 2 is here. It's exactly the same. Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? The only thing from that section they've not done exactly the same is the LFOs, which are here to the right. Then we have vibrato and unison. Ooh, vibrato and unison. Even in the same order. Moving over to the left, we have noise. Once again, boom, noise right there. So that seems a bit odd, doesn't it? And I should point out at this stage that I am certainly not a anti-Behringer. One of those anti-Behringer people. I have two of their instruments, which I use all the time, I love, and I'm certainly an advocate for being able to supply the obsolete or the antique or vintage synths for those who can't afford the old ones. I'm certainly a fan of that. But to replicate one-on-one an existing plugin just seems absolutely baffling to me. Why? Why would you do that? Especially in the plugin world where there are no limits. The only limits are your creativity and, I guess, R&D time. So you have the potential to come up with anything you want. And yet they copy a very basic synth from Ableton that already exists. Just baffling. But let's put that aside and let's have a look if there's anything else that's annoying. If we go to VCO 1, we have plus width, plus width. What on earth is plus width? Pulse width maybe. But they didn't take the time to check this. The whole thing just screams half-assedness. No attention to detail whatsoever. And then what's with this massive black border around the edge? What the hell is the point of that? Why does it not cut off just with the GUI itself? And then the preset names can be incorporated into this bar at the top, or even a little 1 centimeter bar above that it can be incorporated into. Just the most disgusting GUI I've ever seen. Then we have these macro buttons here, and if I play back a sound, like so, and then we adjust these macros, they're not even connected. What the hell? I can map them myself, but you've got names here. These are presets, these should be mapped. Let's go to another one. Maybe it's just on that one preset. Let's go and look at it again. And for some reason, after I've clicked presets, that view goes. So I need to click it again. Well, they're all labeled the same, but let's have a look. Nope, nothing, nothing, and nothing. Okay, so none of the macros are mapped. Again, just absolute half-assedness. Let's close that. Maybe some of the presets redeem themselves. We've already heard that one. Am I dreaming? Meh. And yet another example of just doing things lazily. We have the naming here, which is all set up like this for the first few, but then we go into a prefix. So BR for brass perhaps, BS for bass, perfectly, absolutely makes sense. But keep it consistent. Have this prefix for every preset or don't have it at all. It could be, and I think most likely that these ones for a different preset designer, and they had the no naming convention, which there were two arguments there. Either enforce a standard naming convention or put them in subfolders for different developers or different sound designers. But at the moment, it just looks completely messy. It's disgusting. Is that the worst 303 sound I've ever heard in my life? Wow. Also, one other thing I forgot to mention when I was looking at the comparison between analog, even if you look at the drive here, we have 6 drive options, or 7 if you include off. And then let's have a look at the ones on analog, shall we? They are exactly the same, even down to the naming. It's absolutely baffling. Let's have a look at some of the filters. We have 12 dB and 24 dB for low pass. We have 12 and 24 for low pass, yeah, indeed. Same. Let's go to band pass. We have 6 and 12. 6 and 12. Wow. High pass. 12 and 24. Format. 6 and 12. 6 and 12. It's exactly the same. The only exception is there isn't notch as we have on analog. It's not included on here. Let's continue through some of these presets. Apparently this one's beefy, but I'm not hearing it. Honestly, I'm not going to waste your time going through the rest of these presets. They're horrendous. So it is the worst plugin I have ever used. It's an absolute disaster. And the counter to that will be, well, that it's free. I don't think that's enough anymore. There are so many free plugins out there. I'm going to pick one at random. Just go to the TAL website. They have a bundle of free plugins that sound infinitely better than that. There is no advantage to having this in your plugin folder whatsoever. So, with that said, I'm going to delete this immediately after this video is finished, and I would recommend to you to not even install it in the first place. I do hope that Behringer come out with something in the future, and I'll be very happy to look at that also, because as I said, I'm not anti-Behringer, but this thing just sucks. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.